What time do you like? Do you like to give about 4 minutes to log in, or what's your go-to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Joe Zamko here from the Central Oregon Adair Homes branch. And I've got my co-host, Katie Smith from the Crestwell branch. We're going to give it another 4 or 5 minutes for people to log in and get prepared. And for this great video of our Oswego home that was built here in Central Oregon. So we're really excited to show you what the possibilities are and what we do and how we operate. And we're looking forward to chatting today. So give us a couple minutes and we'll get rolling. All right, everybody, just another couple minutes here.
I'm looking at my office in the background while we wait. I just realized I have a lot of pictures of one son and no pictures of the other. Probably should correct that.
Okay, everyone, we're right at 12:03. We might have another couple of folks join us. So again, just wanted to thank everybody for taking time out of their day. Hope everybody had an amazing Thanksgiving and ate lots of delicious food and are ready to start their build project. So that's what Katie and myself are here to do. We are here to help support you through the process of building your dream home. And one of the homes we're gonna brought to you by Katie and myself show you today is the Oswego plan. So can everybody see my screen? Yes, beautiful. All right, so this is the Oswego plan. The one thing that I love about this plan is how large that great room is. So this plan, if I were to think of a plan that I'd want to build myself after my kids move out, would be this home. You've got the giant primary suite with the den on the same side of the house. So if you do work from home or anything like that, it's a great option that way. In addition, you've got the separate shower space and tub space there in the primary suite in the bathroom there with the dual vanity. You've got that walk-in closet, which is a very nice, spacious walk-in closet. I've actually had some people move this door before and actually have it come in from the primary suite and close this off from the bathroom, which is a pretty nice option as well. I've had a lot of people do a lot of different things. So that's the one beauty about Adair Homes is we can customize and make this home your dream home and forever home, whether it's an investment home or forever home. We've got all sorts of different plans and ideas that we can share with you. Some people also add maybe a transom window, which is an 8 foot wide by 2 foot tall window above the bed in the primary suite where most people put a bed in that location. If you walk right through the front door there, one thing I like is you've got that nice little porch area, so you don't get all wet from the rain or the snow. You walk right in. You've got this nice coat closet here. We've got the mechanical closet that's here in the center of the home. I have had a lot of people do some modifications to this, where we actually turned that into a half bath, which is pretty popular, to turn this into a 2.5 bath. In addition, we've actually made it like in this shop space, because it's got this great shop location here, is actually relocating the mechanical into like a mechanical closet in the shop, because it does have to be in conditional living space. So it can't be in areas that aren't protected, okay, by the envelope of the home. So in addition to that, you got a good sized bed 3 here, bed 2 sharing the same hallway. So you still have the privacy of the primary suite on the opposite side of the house. I just did another customization for a client where we relocated the washer and dryer / that utility room over into the mechanical closet. And by doing that, we made bed 2 another suite, which was kind of unique. We changed the door location and then the location of the vanity to have it walk right into there. So definitely some great options. I've also had people extend the kitchen all the way into the shop here and then turn this huge space into a pantry and then make a really long island inside that kitchen. So just throwing out some ideas for you while we're taking a look at this. Katie, is there anything that you've really seen a lot of clients do there?
I haven't done a ton of modifications to this. I'm actually writing down what you're saying. These are really good ideas. One thing I have done for people who don't need the den, I've done his and her closets in this space. So 2 big closets. And then same as you said, frequently move the door to one of them from the primary suite rather than that bathroom. But yeah, these are great ideas.
Awesome. Good. Yeah. And I've also like moved this door here to where the entry is. So if somebody has to use the restroom when they come in, they've got the coat closet and then that half bath right here, which is nice and easily accessible there. So
love that. Yeah.
Some great things for sure that you can definitely do within our customizations and modifications of our home plans. The home I'm going to show you is going to be the classic exterior elevation. So this is all going to have James Hardie concrete composite siding. You've got all the horizontal siding. So that's all lap siding, full wrap. We now are doing in different elevations where you have full wrap windows all the way around the home. So this is the next step up, which is our traditions elevations. You get a belly band across the whole entire front elevation here. You get the corbels and the gables. I've seen a lot of people stain those corbels, and I love the look of the stained corbels. I mean, you got wood, so why paint it, right? So definitely add some additional touches there. We'll go up to the signature elevation. Please keep in mind, this is not standard. A lot of people think when they jump to the signature elevation, you automatically get the stone. That's a nice upgrade that we offer. And we can actually do it on any of our homes. So whether you're wanting classic, traditions, signature, craftsman, whatever it may be, we can actually add that stone to any of our different facade options. Kind of like I mentioned, the corbels, leaving them stained. You can see how delightful that looks right here on this craftsman elevation. And then here's our lovely farmhouse elevation. I've had a lot of people add the corbels here on this elevation as well, just kind of add some additional character. You'll see that in our farmhouse elevation, it just has the front of the elevation of the home with the lap siding. With the batten board. So the vertical batten board there. You'll see lap siding here. I've done it with the full wrap batten board, and that just looks gorgeous. That's the full farmhouse elevation. Garages can be moved to either side of the home. The plane can be flipped. You can add a third bay. One of the things that I'm super proud of with Adair Homes is our standard features. I mean, come on, guys. We do site cleanup for our customers. And I built an Adair home, and Katie can attest to this. What is your favorite part of building an Adair home? I mean, not your favorite part.
Oh, toss up between cleaning and painting.
Yes, exactly. And those are the two things we do now and it's included in our base standard home price, which I absolutely love. We're really a notch above anybody else in the industry, the building industry. If you look around, we include a lot of things as standard in our base price, our central AC and heat pump, our exterior and interior paint packages, our site cleanup, the foundation is included in the price. I mean, definitely take a look at our insulation, our 2x6 wall construction, all the fabulous things that we do here at Adair Homes. So with no further ado, I'm delighted to show you this home plan that we built here in Central Oregon. So Katie, I'm going to stop for a second. Can you see the house?
I can see the website, but I actually have a handful of questions for you before we go into that video, if you don't mind.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I'd love to hear. Let me go ahead and get coordinated here and stop sharing that one. And let me get prepared to show my my beautiful home today. And I think you can now see it.
Let's see. Yes. Okay, let's see. We've got some questions for you, some really good ones. So you mentioned now that Adair is doing cleanup and painting. So what really is left for a homeowner to do during the build? Is there anything for them to do at this point?
Yeah, and actually, that's a great question. So if you look at this front of this house right here, you see those temporary steps to be able to pass inspection. Steps, decks, driveways, things of that nature are still things that you can do. So I've got a lot of clients that are like, gosh, I know how to build the deck. I would love to do that. Or they leave their driveway 3/4 minus. I mean, gosh, if you're on 3-4 acres, I mean, do you need an asphalt driveway? Hey, if you wanted a concrete apron in front of the garage with a walkway to the front door, hey, we can price that out with some of our subcontractors that we utilize. And what's great is all of our branches have access to some of the best subcontractors when it comes to any site development work. I've had some folks that are like, hey, can I excavate my property? Or, hey, I'm an electrician. Can I run all the wire? Well, hey, you can do everything at the exterior envelope of the home, but it's Adair doing the rest. And that's because we have some fantastic warranties associated with our homes. So we don't want to have any issues with the warranty and anybody messing with the interior structural components that we pride ourselves on here at Adair Homes. So what else do you have for me, Katie?
That's a great answer. Okay, so you had mentioned investment builds at the beginning. And so we have questions. Can Adair do duplexes and triplexes?
Great question. So we definitely do duplexes, and triplexes are a case-by-case scenario. So that would have to get approved through our corporate team. I've had people wanting to do fourplexes. And so there are a lot of components that go into those. So I would highly recommend speaking to a home ownership counselor, such as myself or Katie, or whatever your build zone or area that you're looking to build that in. Definitely be able to help discuss that. And at some point today, Katie, we're going to talk a little bit about financing, which I'm pretty excited to talk about.
Perfect.
Because I know a lot of folks out there right now are like, gosh, I want to build an investment home. Like, how do I do it? Right. And we partner with a funding company. Katie, do you remember that funding company that we partner with?
I will in the next 5 minutes.
Excellent. We'll be looking forward to talking about that. So, but we do have in-house financing with Adair Financial Services, which is phenomenal. Ran by Ryan. He's amazing at Adair Financial, just really looking to go above and beyond, taking care of our clients, walking through every step of the way. You know, it can be daunting at times building a home, but when you have people such as Katie and Ryan and myself and our construction superintendents that are fully capable of building a customized home. I mean, we can build a home from 200,000 to 1.2 million. You know, we can kind of hit anybody's budget. We've had a lot of clients meet with custom home builders and be like, gosh, $400 a square feet. Joe, Katie, what can you guys do? You know, we have a budget, we have parameters, but we want the best quality. And I think that's what you're going to see with our Adair home. You'll really appreciate this home because it does have tons of standard finishes in it. And so what it's going to show you is the sky's the limit on options. So,
Well, that's a perfect segue to my last question. So someone has said, one thing they love about this plan is that designated shop space, which a lot of our plans don't have. If
yeah,
someone finds another plan that they like with a shop space, or that they would like to add a shop space to, is that an option?
absolutely. I mean, the
Okay.
great thing is we can move walls, customize, make rooms smaller, add rooms. Sometimes if you speak to some of the specialists that we have, we're going to look at the best plan that's going to give you the best bang for your buck. That maybe, hey, this 1952 square foot home, but you're like, I want it just a hair bigger. Can I make those 2 bedrooms a little bit bigger? Absolutely. You know, we can pull those out 2-4 feet, whatever makes the most sense for you. So that's what I love is like, we don't necessarily have to jump up to the next floor plan, which may be a $30,000 price increase cost. We may be able to do a modification that's a $15,000 cost and still get you the square footage that you want or the size of bedrooms that you're looking to achieve.
Love that. We're caught up on questions. So
Perfect.
whenever you want to go.
Well, let's rock and roll. So again, this is the 1952 classic exterior elevation built right here in Central Oregon. And so we're going to just start walking through. As I mentioned before, it's got all the lap siding full wrap. Before, we used to not do trim around the exterior windows, and that's one of the nice modifications we've made. I love when you walk into the front door right here, like, let's just take a pause, folks. Is that unbelievable or what? If you look at that, would you not want to walk into a home and see that? I mean, if you've got mountain views, if you've got any view you want to capture, if you want to bring a substantial amount of light into a home, get this set up. I mean, I always encourage my clients to ensure that you're getting the home structurally the way you want it, because you can't change that later. So what you'll see here is this is our standard vinyl. When you walk in the front door, standard carpet, which honestly looks fantastic. I mean, you look at it and just the quality and the craftsmanship is amazing. So inside, standard is going to be, our windows are going to be drywall wrapped. And to be honest with you, Katie, I love it. It doesn't even need trim around it. Granted, I like trim on a lot of windows, but with how this is set up, I think the trim might be like too much.
Take away from the view.
It would take away from like the windows and in the setup of that. But folks, if you're looking for somebody to build your dream home and design and customize, look at what we can do. You know, a lot of people go on our website and are like, oh man, pretty basic stuff. Well, that's why you come and talk to us, so we can really walk you through the process and make sure you understand the capability of Adair Homes and what we can do and how we can really elevate the design of the home that you're looking for. I mean, this could be your forever home, right? So this great room, I absolutely love. It's got just a 2 1/4 colonial trim around the baseboard, which looks nice. Turned out very nice. What you'll notice, we actually deleted the mechanical room. So as you'll see, as we're walking through here. So this is back when clients were able to paint the homes themselves on the interior. And I love the color combinations they picked. Looks very nice. Again, our standard vinyl flooring, our standard carpet, and it glows. I mean, it looks great. Now you'll see here too, so you do get door trim around all the doors. Again, Katie, that's going to be a standard procedure for Adair. The only thing that wouldn't be standard is going to be that full wrap window. It's going to have that drywall wrap. These folks painted their 6-panel doors a darker color, which I just love. This is on a couple acres and it's got all trees out back, and that's what brings in so much light. Look at that. I mean, like, if you shut off all those lights in that house, you wouldn't even know a difference because of how awesome those lights are and how much light they bring in.
And I thought, looking at this the first time when I watched the video, I thought those doors were a wood stain to match the cabinets. They turned out great. They look perfect with the other colors in there.
Exactly. And that's what we help you do. You know what I mean? So it's like I've given samples out, of our cabinet samples and like, hey,
Mhm.
go match it up with a paint. And that's what these folks did. They just literally matched it up with what fit their needs best. One of the other modifications that we did, you'll see over here in the kitchen, they went ahead and bought their own appliances with that nice hood that comes down and a 36-inch wide gas. They're on propane, so cooktop, one single unit with the oven and all that good stuff. I love it. I love it.
So good. Yeah.
Some of the things that we've done in it that we've kind of talked in the initial part here, Katie, is making that island bigger, or also giving yourself a little bit more walking space in that kitchen. Because you'll notice there's a nice little lip right here where you can set a couple bar stools at, but maybe pulling that away from kind of your cooking area a little bit might be a nice thing to add to, kind of to your thought process, right? Everybody's on Pinterest, but put Pinterest aside and start watching our Adair videos that Katie and I are hosting, and you will be amazed at what we do here at Adair Homes. So I'm going to keep walking us through. And by the way, these are our standard cabinet pack and looks just beautiful.
Joe, I'm curious if somebody needed, if you were somebody who spent a lot of time in the kitchen and you needed more storage, what would be your suggestions in here?
Gosh, Katie, that's a great question. So over in the corner over there, you'll see that's a pantry over there, right? So I've had, and I'll answer your question here in just a moment, but I just want to show everybody, these are our standard countertops, standard backsplash. I mean, it looks phenomenal.
I thought that was a solid surface. That looks great. Yeah.
And that's what you would think. Not a solid surface. It's not granite or quartz. It's our standard countertop, standard sink, but just that faucet changes the whole scene. Just the backsplash, the subway tile with a 30% stagger changes the whole thing. And I absolutely love that. I'm gonna back up just a tad here. And I think I might be able to get to your question here. Ooh, back up just a tad. All right. You see this wall right here?
Yeah, big open
You can
wall.
add some cabinets along that wall, or you've got this window here. I love the window there, but you also have space to add some lower cabinets there, which I've seen that be pretty popular. I've also seen a lot of people go for the shelving now.
Oh, the open shelves.
Yeah, the open shelves, like on each side of a window. And then down below, just have cabinets that continue to extend.
And
in addition, yeah,
the open shelves, would Adair do that? Because that's something that can be ordered. So
absolutely.
The cabinets?
Yeah.
Okay.
Adair Homes does do open shelving. And I love that. I love it. It adds some additional character and additional look there. But again, like this island, I mean, shoot, we can make that into like an 8-foot island, right? And add additional cabinetry on both sides, give additional seating space. It's kind of great that the possibilities are pretty endless. We have a pretty short list of do not do's or things that we can't do, which obviously talk to a home ownership counselor in your specific area in your design build zone to see what some of those things look like. But I love this. I mean, I've seen people in the kitchen put the cabinets all the way up to the ceiling. Or Katie, you mentioned something on one of our last virtual ones that we did. What have you seen kind of a trend on the top of the cabinets up there?
So adding just a 1-foot cabinet above. So you have just these little cute kind of decorative, even glass front.
Yeah.
Very pretty. I've also been doing a lot lately of a tabletop island. So they basically, you drop this down a level and extend it out, and then you don't need a dining table. You've got it all right there.
Really? Okay. So that's a great idea and suggestion. So you'd probably move this a little bit farther away from the stove, I'm assuming, right? And then because right here is the dining space, right, for this home. So just pulling that out and lowering it to where it's more of a seating level, like a table, throw a couple benches on each side, and there you have it.
Good to go.
Or chairs or whatever you want. That's awesome. I like that. we're going to continue to bring you through here. Again, we already talked about the standard features and things of that nature. We talked about the paint. We talked about the cabinets. That's going to be the fridge space. So we give a very general, generous size for a refrigerator. So most of our openings are going to be right around 36 to 37 inches. Some of them are up to 39 inches. And, you know, most fridges are only between 32 and 35. There's very few that are larger. I've had some people go with like Sub-Zero, for example, or you know, you can take this pantry in this area right here and make a larger pantry. And then over on this wall, kind of do your maybe some additional cabinets and the fridge space over there. Kind of the possibilities are endless, right?
Smart.
Kind of having so much fun just walking through this house and really going over all the what the possibilities are, right? So in here, this goes directly from the garage into the home. That utility room right there is very spacious. So this is standard, this shelf that goes right above the washer. You got the dryer space there. And then they added an additional outlet over here in the corner. But very good size utility room there.
So standard is a wood shelf, none of the wire shelves.
Yeah, this is standard right here is what you see.
I like that.
Yep.
It's a good size utility room. And we talked last time, I think in both of our branches, we've been seeing a lot of the pet washes, which there'd be plenty of space in that
Yes.
utility room for a pet wash.
Just take a look though, like if you're hanging out in your kitchen, like, wow. So that vault there is a 14-foot on center. So it's a 14-foot pitch inside that.
That's amazing.
I mean, just look at the span. And these are kind of unique and awesome. A lot of people are really interested in the sconces nowadays. So Adair does a lot of roughing for the sconces, and then you can kind of add whatever you want when it comes to the sconces. But I know they have like a future fireplace in mind. But again, like think about it, you know, they focused on very important things. They got the 9-foot ceiling heights. They got this big giant vault. I mean, you just can't go wrong. Now you'll see kind of this light over here. Now, couple things. I would recommend just doing recessed cam lights, right, in this whole entire space as you kind of see it. That's what I would recommend. But in general, I mean, great lighting inside this house. Plenty of plugs on the walls, which we do them by code. So a lot of times you end up getting more than you're actually anticipating or expecting because code requires per a certain amount of feet based off your jurisdiction, what that would look like. But I love like this is our standard, folks. Like the only upgrades that are in here are literally the faucets that the customer ended up doing after construction. Look at that light fixture. Like you can dress up one of our base standard finishes and make it look absolutely impeccable with some of these items. I mean, like, Katie, I don't even know what to say, but this looks absolutely fantastic. And these guys did a phenomenal job. I love the black. I love the look of the backsplash. We can center the sink too. Sometimes people want them in the center. Honestly, I like this layout because it's got the cabinet underneath and then drawers all the way to the left, which is nice.
Big open countertop, usable countertop.
Such an open countertop for your guests because this is bath too. So just love this. So this is our standard tub shower combo over there in the corner. Fiberglass. It's a great unit.
You know what I like a lot? You were talking about this earlier, how you encourage people to get structurally what they're after.
Yeah.
Because, you know, this house is set up perfectly for what this family needs. But say you're somebody who comes in and you're very much a do-it-yourselfer and you want to kind of improve on the house as you live there. Absolutely, get the bones how you want them. Or say you're somebody who comes in and you want just turnkey ready. You want this house to be perfect. You never want to lift a finger to modify it. Absolutely, Adair can do it all for you. So I really love that you have a full range to make it fit perfectly.
And that's honestly, that's a great point, Katie. I mean, because really we want to be able to fit everybody's budget. And I think that really helps a lot of people understand, because if this is somebody's forever home, well, hey, going with standard finishes, it's okay. And
Mhm.
5 years down the road, let's upgrade this or that, or do piece by piece. And then you're really just building on that equity position in
Well, and
your
the
home.
standards are so great. I mean, with the '06 specs, our standards are great.
Oh yeah, our
Yeah.
standards are phenomenal. I mean, and I love, like, because when it comes to our paint package, I mean, it's like we can do the same thing for that these folks did in
Mhm.
anybody's house. So
Mhm.
you'll see standard knobs, brush nickel, which, I mean, they're great. They're great knobs. I mean, what do you say? I mean, honestly, the standard features in this home, and I just love the size of these windows. I mean, like, Adair gives like some of the most generous windows standard in our homes that just bring in so much light.
We've got a couple questions.
Yeah, let's do it, Katie.
So we've got some people wondering what the standard texture is on the, if there is a texture and what it is.
Yeah. So standard, that's a great question. So if you're not familiar with it, it's orange peel. So that's kind of the standard. It's got all that little texturing on the wall. In all of our vaults, though, it's a knockdown texture. So that's standard now, that all of that happens inside. So really make sure you understand, if you get a vault, it's going to have a knockdown texture. If you like knockdown texture, then you might as well upgrade the whole entire house to a knockdown texture. Okay. Or we would need to create a special option to have orange peel on the vault if you want everything to match. So just keep that in mind when it comes to the home.
So you can call out, you could change the texture in the house if you wanted.
Absolutely.
And is the standard for corners a bullnose or squared? Can you do both?
They're all squared off in this specific house, and that's standard. Any rounded corners, they're going to be an upgrade. I like how clean the standard corners are. Sometimes it makes it a little bit difficult for the finished carpentry when you don't have rounded corners. The rounded corners make it a little bit more difficult for the carpenters. Obviously, they can successfully do it. What they do is they make it straight at the bottom, so it'll be a straight corner, and then everything else would be round corners. So then all the bottom corners are going to be nice and flush, and then you have the bull nose right above it. So
Perfect. And perfect segue, because our next couple questions are about finished carpentry. So we're looking at these closet doors, and they're the bypass doors.
yeah,
If somebody liked French doors, are there options there, or converting to a walk-in
absolutely.
even? Okay.
Yeah, so we can definitely do, I've had a lot of people, not on this specific size of bedroom, but do like barn doors for their closet.
I like
That
that.
seems to be a huge trend, which actually you could do it on this if you had a single door. So this right here is set up for two doors, right? So if you have a single opening, then it would allow for for the slide, for the barn door to go back and forth, right?
Perfect.
And then also on top of that, you can do the French doors that pull into the bedroom. The only thing you want to keep in mind is space, right? So depending on where you're going to put your bed and locate things, you might want to account for that additional 2.5, 3 feet of the door swing that will go into the bedroom.
Perfect. Okay. And then it looks like we have a lot of people who like a really tall baseboard. So could you specifically say, I'm fine with the standard, but I want my baseboards to be 5 or 6 inches tall?
Absolutely. And we do those in flat stock too. So, I know a lot of people, that's pretty popular, a lot of modern houses and some of the craftsman style homes, they have the flat stock, which is just, instead of any beveled edge on it, it's just flat, which looks really nice and clean. The other thing is we also do naughty alder doors, interior, and everything would be stain grade. And since paint and all that stuff's included, we would have a stain option to stain that separately. So you could have it match cabinets and things like that. In addition to that, you could also have stain grade for your baseboard trim. I've had people do the naughty alder doors 3-panel. So it's got a panel on the top and 2 panels on the side. So they did the naughty alder doors, but they still did the MDF, which is what's in this home, paint grade, and it actually looked really good.
Oh.
So you can mix it up.
Yeah.
Give yourself a little different style and different color, different textures. So it looks really nice.
All right. Caught up on questions.
So yeah, you'll kind of see here, you'll see it's got a knockdown texture on that ceiling. And then the orange peels on the wall. Really hard to see, obviously, because there's so much lighting that comes in, and it still had to get one last final coat of paint there. But we also like widened the entry here. I don't know if you noticed, but typically that entry is a little bit skinnier. But I love the wide entry. They wanted to be able to have kind of like a shoe rack or like a bench or something like that. So when you walk in the door, you can sit down, check out the beautiful view with the giant 14-foot vault with all those windows. Again, focus on structure when you're building an Adair home. We've got the best of the best when it comes to framers, siders, finish carpenters, you name it. We've got very, very well-rounded and experienced superintendents. This is the den. So I like the den. It's a good space. I mean, plenty of room, for a desk. I like the papasan chairs, a little relaxing.
Cozy little den.
That's right. But look at how big this room is. So mentioned before, so this standard, like you get the 2 windows in the rear elevation of this home, right? But then look at that giant window just to bring in light. Like, look at that right above your bed. I mean, it brings in that natural light. I've got one of those above my bed and I absolutely love it. It's just, I can actually see stars out of it, which is kind of cool at night, but I love that. But yeah, go ahead.
What are the limitations on windows? I mean, can they doors, windows, skylight?
Yeah, I mean, you name it, like we can add pretty much whatever size that you're looking for. We do some 4-panel sliders, which they pull open in the center, which are really nice. They're 16 feet wide. Those are really popular. We unfortunately right now we're not doing any black windows because there's such a delay on getting them, and it's really held up clients process on the homes. We do casement windows. If you're familiar with those, they do have a crank on them and they open. Those are pretty cool. I've had a lot of people do those, or awning windows. So I've had somebody do like especially in the primary bath or something like that, having a 1 foot or a 2 foot awning window that just opens up, lets some air circulation inside of that bath. Just so you know, I did shrink this master bedroom a little bit just to add some additional space in the great room. So typically this would be about another 4 feet wider. So if you're kind of like, oh, that master seems small, well, it's because we modified it to make that grand entrance when you walk in the front door to be able to have that massive view coming right in there. So
that bedroom is still a good size. I never.
It's a great size. I mean, it's still going to be a 14 foot by 18 foot. Yeah. Again, here, like I said, standard countertops, standard backsplash. Everybody gets these, the mirrors here. Our tile guys are awesome because they put a Schluter edge around it. So as you can see that white there, so they kind of molded it out a little bit, which actually makes it look nice and kind of gives it that finished feel look. And then again, like I said, these black plumbing fixtures right there, I mean, like definitely just add to the bathroom. Fiberglass shower, and I actually really love our fiberglass showers because they're actually pretty large. Look at this.
A wall of windows, so much window on that back wall.
I just love this so much. And something else to think about too. So these windows here against this back wall, you can also make those fixed windows as well. They wanted to let some natural air in while they're enjoying their beautiful view. But just so you know, we can do fixed windows. But like, just look at the big giant gable in the back with that whole, I mean, like that's picture perfect right there. I absolutely love that. Here's that other window that was in the kitchen that I mentioned. You can put cabinets below. This is the other kitchen window where the sink is. I'm going to roll through the video one more time, Katie, because I think everybody just needs to kind of see it. Let's just go over maybe any other questions that you've thought of during our conversation today.
We've had a couple questions. So the back of the house, amazing. Can you do a covered area? I mean, can we set them up for an outdoor kitchen? Like what can we do to prepare for their outdoor living?
Yeah, and that's a great question. So I've had some folks just continue out that vault line that you see right there
Love that.
into like maybe a 10 to 20 foot covered patio. And it's all vaulted. So it follows the roof line straight out. And so it doesn't mess with the windows and what you can see, right? So that's super nice. Which I know they're planning at someday to do that, which would be great. I like that look a lot. And I've had some people add larger patio covers in the front because sometimes they hang out in the front of the house and have a cup of coffee in the morning because they have a nice view in the front and have views in the back. And especially on where you're looking to build, I mean, that might be a good option, right? To have a nice, I know our farmhouse exterior elevations on a lot of our homes have kind of a 4 foot by 30 foot, sitting area per se that's covered in the front, which is super nice. But really, like, the possibilities are really endless when it comes to our builds within our homes. I like how that transitions so smoothly between like the standard carpet and the standard vinyl flooring.
I'm just blown away because I watched this video first without you, and I had assumed that everything was upgraded. I mean, I thought these were upgraded floors. I thought they were upgraded countertops. So I'm blown away.
Yeah. Now I had kind of a question for you, Katie. Like, what are you seeing? Where are you seeing a lot of people putting their money in their homes right now?
Oh, you know what? I had someone ask me this a little bit ago. Lots of vaulting or taller ceilings. And then I would say probably most popular upgrades that I'm doing right now are countertops and floors.
Okay.
I love talking kitchen. So I think kind of guiding people through the kitchen and cabinets, I'm starting to see a ton of just modifying a kitchen to better fit your needs. But yeah, without fail, vaulting and taller ceilings are probably the most popular upgrades I'm doing.
Yeah. And I see a lot of that. And I see a lot of people, they may do granite or quartz countertops in the kitchen and then kind of go Formica in the bathrooms, right? Like our standard countertops. And kind of go from there. I mean, because that's a great option as well. Just modifying and changing that, which ends up looking really nice. Because a lot of people are like, oh shoot, where can I get my best bang for my buck? Or where should I spend my money at? And a lot of times it's on those specific areas. And in the primary suite, people want the nice giant walk-in shower. I've done some showers that are 6 feet wide by 8 feet deep with recessed cam lights in them. Ones that don't have a step. So, a lot of them have curbs on them, but they just kind of naturally roll right into the shower. And then on that, you would have to do tile flooring inside the bathroom because we would have to do that due to the wet area of the shower.
Okay, but that brings up a great point. So curbless roll in, basically setting them up for aging in place, kind of if this is your forever home.
Absolutely.
Assuming Adair can do all the other, wider hallways, grab bars.
Yep. Yeah. So like I've had a lot of requests recently for like wider hallways. They want 4 foot wide hallways, 3 foot wide doors. We can accommodate all of that stuff. And they're very minuscule upgrades when it comes to the grand scheme of the cost. So we also do solid core doors as an upgrade. So if you want all your doors to be solid, if you want insulated walls on the interior, I mean, I just have to kind of like today leave on this note of like, build your dream home, and like Adair's here to help you achieve that. I mean, if you just take this picture in your mind when you leave this call today and just imagine what the possibilities are, also think you can do a double door entry here. But I mean, just in the grand scheme of things, definitely get the house the way you want it. Definitely work with a homeownership counselor that can help you achieve what you're looking to achieve within your home. And I think we have genuine people that care about your experience and want to make sure that life lasting memories can be made. Think about how many memories are going to be made in this great room. How many people are going to say, who built this house? Adair Homes. I mean, we've been around since 69. Folks,
forever.
We've been around forever. And we are into the custom We are into highly modifying our current Adair plans. I mean, shoot, we got 55 plans to choose from, but if you want to change, modify, talk to us. We're here to help. We're here to give you pricing, and we're here to just be transparent with you. If we're not the best fit for you, we definitely understand. We respect your decision. But if we are a good fit for you, look at the possibilities. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Before we leave, Katie, can you briefly cover our financing? I know you're investigating who our financing is for investors.
I actually forgot to investigate, but I'm going to while I ask you another question. So, being here for 55 years, tell me standard equity positions at move-in or average equity position at move-in in Redmond. What are you seeing?
Yep. So typically 25 to 30% equity position is what we're seeing in Central Oregon. And that's, I mean, most loans, okay, require 5% down. So even take your 5% down out of the picture, you're typically going to end with a 25 to 30% equity position with our Adair Homes. Just with this being a standard finishes with a lot of nice structural upgrades, significant equity position, which is just absolutely phenomenal. So real quickly on Adair Financial Services, they're our sister company. Again, they do a phenomenal job really walking you through the process, understanding, get pre-approved. All right. We got 6 steps in our process. And a lot of people are like, hey, Katie, I don't have land, but I want to buy some land. Well, hey, best step to do, meet with our consultants over at Adair Financial Services, get a pre-approval, right? It's like if you're going to go shop for a car, you want to make sure you can buy the car you want, right? So get pre-approved before you walk in the door so you know your affordability and your budget, right? Because there's a lot of components that come into building a home. You've got your site development, which is all the site work. You got your land costs and then your home costs. So you have 3 components. And we're here to kind of break every piece down and walk you through that process. So really lean on us to help you with that. Katie, do you have that investor company?
I do. It's Level Capital.
Level Capital. Yes. So if you're an investor out there and you're just like, hey, I'm looking to build, I own my land free and clear and I'm ready to rock and roll. Like, I don't even want to live in it. I want to flip it, or, hey, I want to build it as an investment project. We definitely have some partners for that. So thank you again, everybody, for joining. I appreciate all your time and your consideration and value you taking time out of your day to view this beautiful home. Katie, can't thank you enough for all those phenomenal questions from our guests today that had some great questions. And we look forward to seeing everybody this Thursday. So if you have not watched one of our virtual open houses, Katie and I are going to be live in a 2686 square foot home. My gosh, folks, this is going to be one to make sure you don't miss. One to see for sure. Thank you so much, Joe. Anyways, have an amazing day, folks, and we'll catch up with you soon.